Welcome to that Davis Show. Always appreciate you taking a little bit of time out of your day to hang with Ryan and myself. I am Kenneth Davis. Follow me at That's Davis on all social media platforms. Of course, executive producer Ryan Pakaveski. Follow him at Ryan B1. Ryan B Ski. Ryan B Ski 1 on Instagram, even though he just uses it to search out ladies. That's the only reason he's on Instagram. Not to search out ladies to date, but to look at them. That's the only reason. He's not using it for anything.
Maybe that would change if I won the lottery.
So in today's show, with a terrific segue, the question is, if you won the lottery, what would not change if you won the lottery? So Ryan, we'll start with you.
Real quick, what's the sum of money we're talking here? Do we have like a range? Like, because you could win like clear.
Let's go 100. Let's 50 to 100 mil. 50 to 100 mil.
Because I've been talking with my roommate. We try to figure out what the lowest price that I'm quitting everything tomorrow if I win the lotto. I think I'm doing 2 mil. I think that's my lowest.
I'm not quitting everything for 2 mil. 2 mil. I'm about to disrespect myself. 2 mil ain't shit. Even though I don't have $2 million. I don't think I'm quitting with 2 mil.
Like, I'll probably get a part-time job, but I feel like I could handle 20 hours a week.
I need enough money to where I can make sure that idle hands aren't the devil's playground. So like I would like get a trainer. I would get a chef. You know what I'm saying? I would try to schedule out my days.
So we definitely need the 50 to 100 mil for this.
Yeah, because I need to make sure that I just don't become some moralist. I mean, that's not what I'm trying to become, but like when you have enough money to do whatever you want at any whim, that's a powerful drug in itself, let alone the drugs that you could have your hands on, the women. Like, no, like who could tell me no? And if they do, then I'll find someone else. You know what I'm saying? Like,
the options just become endless, and that's when it's like, let's say you go to Baskin Robbins and you can pick whatever, and it's not 37 flavors, it's 3 million flavors. Like, what are you going to choose?
I buy Baskin Robbins. I know you're using that as a simile, but I could go in Baskin Robbins and be like, "Yo, mix this and that and this." And they'd be like, "No," I'd be like, "Well, fuck it, I'll buy this." Like, just think about that's crazy, right? But some people, they live that life. So for me, definitely, if I get 20, I'll say 25 to 50 is quit my job worthy. 2 million, I still feel like that's a lot. That's closer to being broke. Like I wouldn't be broke again, but that's a bad move and a half, and all you got is like 300 grand, right? Like
for real.
That's just like, dude. Let alone look at it like this. I got $2 million, right? Now the recession and depression hit. What the hell is that worth in a bank account? Those dollars. True. Just think about like, so with first of all, $2 million, I gotta have half of that in something that's not a dollar. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have to have it in something that has value, intrinsic value outside of paper money, in real estate, in gold and silver. You know what I'm saying? It has to be in something in case some bad shit happened, and I still have something I can trade. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's why I don't know if I could quit my gig with just 2 mil. Because I mean, I could feel that I'm safe. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could feel like that, but I don't know if that's quit my gig enough money with how financially how these things that are going on out here in this world and are still yet to come. So I still think I might. But let's go back to the comfort. No. Before we do that. So with this 2 mil, tell me what your days would be like.
Honestly, it would be the same. Like, I would just, like, I wouldn't have that much extra money to do anything. I'd have to live pretty much how I'm living now. I would just try to take advantage of the time, really, that I wouldn't be spending at work. Like, resting more, cooking more, cleaning, working out more, all this stuff.
Would you feel, this is what I struggle with about the lottery. Would I, like, you know how everyone said Kevin Durant was going to feel winning the title in Golden State, and then Kevin Durant kind of reaffirmed that later on, as far as not really feeling the true glee out of winning.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And at first he didn't believe people, but he kind of came through and said he didn't really feel it what he thought he was going to feel as far as being at the top, summit, top, tippy top. I wonder, winning the lottery, how would I feel about success? Because it's like I lucked into it. Now, I'm not saying I don't want to, but it's just how I don't know the value I would place on myself would be right. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know if I would
honestly. So another thing to answer your question that answers this one as well. I think that's a great point. To me, the answer is not success with what you do, but what is my gain with everything? What is my goal? It's time earned, because to me, time is as valuable as anything. Right. So you got to give some of that, I think, to show that success. Like, to me, it's charity. Mm-hmm. You give back some of your time doing actual charity, actual work, not just like writing a check, but actual spending time doing something. I think that would show your success, at least for me.
That's when they come after me, Ryan. Because if I'm gonna give it to charity, it's gonna work. Now somebody may trick me once, but I'm gonna realize.
Well, but again, what? How much are we talking? You might not make the news wire on $2 million.
Not with $2 million, but if I got $100 million,
yeah, you can hire some bodyguards that just start throwing the elbow.
And then they'll be on the inside working with them. Because I would have to start some type of after school program. I would have to make programs for these inner city kids to give them more options and to learn more things than what they're learning, like financial literacy and the arts. You know what I'm saying? And to teach them trades and stuff like that. The trades that are coming. You know what I'm saying? That we don't have that type of stuff in school. So I'll be doing stuff like that. And the powers that be would get mad at me because their jails aren't as full coming from these areas where I'm at. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So you don't need as many officers getting up OT. The prisons aren't as, and like I said, the jails aren't as full. The prisons aren't full is what I should say, and the jails. So that would be, I'm always into trying to figure out how to reduce that recidivism.
That's what I would do too. Like I would put in my time and effort to youth sports coaching, but I'd want a program that is like all encompassing, like you said, because sports isn't everything. It's the financial literacy that you mentioned, actual development of the youth that's not happening in schools.
Right. So, because they just want you all to be workers. But that's what I would be trying to do. And this is what's really going to get me in trouble. I would kind of create, if I had enough money, I would create a bank that really is helping the community. And they wouldn't like that.
That's really stepping over the line, by the way.
I would take about $35 to $40 million. I would create a bank. And I would try to get.
By the way, if you got to hire a poison checker after you would get this bank going.
For sure. Oh, definitely. And I would try to get these
checker, fronts back. Will you please taste the bisque?
Please. That's what I'll be trying to do. Like that I will feel like that's why I was given the money in the first place. To be honest with you, like I always feel like there's a responsibility. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'll be trying to do. So now,
I think that's the point. If you give back, like you luck into something. It's not about like, can you dominate the world to me? It's, can you give back in the same kind of way that you lucked in? That's the fair trade right there. It's not so much creating success. I think the big thing is not just being a total waste of space that just consumes everything.
Do I get invited to the Rockefeller brunch though?
I mean, eventually, yeah. They're going to like the after-school program. They're going to want to get involved.
All right. If I could get there, if I got that, if I can make it to there.
See, if you don't do the after-school program now, you ain't.
No, I don't believe so. You're right. You're totally right. So, all right. So let's get back to the crux of this. And the initial question was, if you won, what would not change? So you kick it off.
Well, that would be the big thing. I think, so one of the first things that came to mind is sports. I have kind of just a yearly regimented way of viewing sports. For example, draft month. I care about the draft. I'm usually very invested in the draft. I want to watch the draft when I can. Sometimes I'll miss it or whatever because it's just circumstance. Maybe it's, hey, this is the only chance to hang out with people. We all work, blah, blah, blah. If you won the lottery, you would have the luck of more time and more availability for anything, essentially, right? So I would ensure that I have these sporting days. So I guess that's maybe a slight change, but I count it as a not change because I already do this, but now it would just be the extra guarantee that I do it. Like, I'm always going to watch the Super Bowl. I'm always going to watch NFL playoffs, and these are all distinct months. I always want to watch some March Madness. I always want to watch, at least some baseball. Like even this year, I told you before we even started recording everything. For some reason, I'm just so invested in baseball. And then, of course, NBA playoffs, automatic. Like all these things are not going to change if I won the lottery. I would still want to plan my life almost like I do now around this
totally
scheduling.
I'm in a total agreement. That would definitely be the same, except I would be going to a lot of these events. So
yes, I would be going to them. Yes.
But still, I would base my social calendar around it. I think what wouldn't change for me are the people that I'm involved with. Actually, I think it would intensify because I really wouldn't trust people. So like if I'm fucking with you now, I'm gonna be fucking with you heavy.
Yes.
So that would be one thing. Like if we weren't talking now, the chances of us starting to talk later may not be is great. That would be one of the things.
Well, also too, because you're gonna start talking with people in the social circle of your wealth that you were before. Right. So you're going to find some trust there. You're going to find some trust with the old. Like you're not going to really have room for new that knows you now.
Right. So especially if they're not adding to, like when you're saying, like if I'm the people in the social circle that I will be going to, I'm trying to learn tax loopholes and different ways that how they use their money and make their money work for them. So that's one thing. But yeah, so I think it would be like if we I would still, there'll be some people that I don't talk to that I still would look out for. You know what I'm saying? Just because that's how, like, yo, here, I felt like I should always give you this. I'm gonna give you this. You know what I'm saying? Because I want you to have some type of financial freedom too. But I mean, if we wasn't clicking, we not gonna get clicking. You know what I'm saying? After that, but that would be the only thing that wouldn't change. Because everything else, buddy. I mean, I think this. I hope my morals wouldn't change. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, me too.
I hope, and I mean,
I don't want to change too much as a person. I want to really
right.
keep what I am. I like
right.
what I am.
I don't want to become my way or murder them. You know what I'm saying? I don't.
Like, who's footing the bill? Everything should be me, kind of thing.
Right. So that's what I hope.
I got another one for you though that I would say not change. Like honestly, so my big thing that draws me to the lottery, because I don't want to be necessarily famous. Like if it happened, great, because it comes with wealth, opportunity, all this stuff. Like how could you just be against that? But I like when people ask, would you rather be famous or wealthy? Easy wealthy for me.
Totally.
Easy wealthy. Totally. Like I would much rather be wealthy than famous. On top of that, it's not that I necessarily want to be wealthy, because it'd be cool doing some of the like rich lifestyle type stuff, but there's just a lot of greed and a lot of consumption, a lot of selfishness. I just don't think I have it in me to just fully embrace that lifestyle. And part of me would, I think, just naturally get down on myself a little bit that I'm a part of this system of this lifestyle type thing. Right. But the draw is the time that I would have for myself. I wouldn't have to work. I could just do my life the way I want to. And that's another thing why I say would not change. Right now, even though I've been slacking, I work out a lot. That would be a huge, we talked about it, you mentioned it before, the chef. Like that would obviously change. But the investment that I do with my body, that wouldn't change. That would still happen. If anything, it would
probably
be
increase
more. Yeah. But I would still make time to work out, and it would be much easier to do it because I don't have a job. I wouldn't feel as tired doing things. So I'd make time for that. I honestly wouldn't want, I'm not a big fan of busyness and just scheduling out, plan. Like if your lifestyle was, I got to do this meeting, and I got to get on the plane to go travel for this, and this, and you're just, I don't know if I would like that lifestyle. So another thing for me that would not change, I would block out just lazy ass time, because I love just lazy ass time, whether that's gaming, sitting on the phone, flipping through TV, whatever it is, sitting outside, maybe smoking a J, whatever. That wouldn't change. That's still, I love that part. It's almost meditative to me. So that would still be the same with the lottery. And I think another thing would be, I've, again, been really slacking on this, but I remember I told you how I would do 10,000 steps a day or bike ride. So that'd be about, a couple hours a day to achieve that. And I would try to cut corners, like maybe work and do some steps, or definitely during any break, do some steps. so that it's less to do after work. So that wouldn't change as well for myself. Maybe the activity would. Maybe I'd pick up more like golf or something. But I would, besides working out, I've put in that time to do some kind of sporting type event, athleticism type thing. I would still want that. That would not change if I won the lottery. I would do maybe golfing, or I need to pick up boxing lessons again. I would probably just intensify something like that. But I would dedicate that extra time that I do now even for this activity type stuff.
Okay. Like I said, I'm with you. I'm not working out consistently, so that would change because I'm getting a trainer. Like that's going to be part of my job moving forward.
Sorry, go ahead.
No,
would you get a mansion? Like that's another thing that wouldn't change for me. I wouldn't want to necessarily do the mansion. Maybe at some point when I really want to settle down. But
because what do you mean by because there are places like there are houses now that you would see and you wouldn't call them a mansion, but technically they're mansions. You know what I'm saying? So
I would say even the technicals.
Okay, yeah, I definitely because I'm gonna tell you why. Because I'm sinking my money into real estate. So
me too, but I wouldn't do mansions.
I'm gonna get them. I'm gonna have a couple mansions, bro. I'm gonna have.
For me, I'd rather have like either a small place or a condo. Maybe a bigger place in like California, just because like everybody's there and everybody wants to visit. But outside of that, I would just do across the country because I would want to kind of live by the seasons of America and the world type thing. Because again, it goes by the sports calendar and it's got to go by the weather.
I can do that in a mansion. The thing is this. Like, do you know like the Carlos Boozer story about Prince?
Yes.
Like, dude, that's why. Like, I'm not talking about like I have this mansion that's gonna be empty. No, I'm gonna be renting that joint out. Like, I'm like, no, I'm using this stuff. Like that's
so you're doing what I'm doing, but with mansions across.
I'm not gonna have mansions. No. I'm doing what you're doing. I'm gonna have condos.
But you're gonna have some extra.
Mansions. I'm gonna have 2 or 3 mansions.
In some of these places. Another thing. Like some of these places, it's just like.
Think about Ryan. That's the thing. Think about the tax credits you probably get on those places. Let alone in some of these states. Some of these states, if I put some bovines in the yard. Do you know the type of tax breaks I get because it's technically a farm with the square footage, with the as far as the acreage that I have on here? I'm going for all the loopholes, baby. Everything. Like if I'm gonna be rich, I'm gonna do what they do to keep their money and generate more money.
It's just like 7 windmills in your property, like
you
at different levels.
Like, hey, guess what? I'm not paying shit in taxes.
Just like waterfalls and like hydro turbines.
I'm investing in green. I'm starting my green company.
I know. We are together. We're both getting rich in
and solar panels on every damn thing moving. All right, now, but dude, and I'm gonna like the government.
My little dog Chunk just has solar panels installed on him.
Right, and we look and take advantage of all the government subsidies about it. Like, dude,
let's go for a walk during the day. Daddy needs some electricity.
But dude, I'm going to benefit, and I'm going to, of course, that should be generational wealth, but I'm going to teach my kid what real financial literacy is so that they're never down and let them know that you have, because all this stuff is going into trust. I'm not going to let somebody sue and take this shit from me. Right. I'm going to pay. We all going to get paid from the trust. You know what I'm saying? We're going to figure out who runs the trust and how to do that when we're gone or whatever. But I'm putting this shit in the trust so nobody can get their little filthy. I'm not saying it's impossible, but it's difficult for people to get their little filthy bits because all people gonna want to do is try to take the stuff from you. You know what I'm saying? So it also told the tax breaks of it not being in my personal name. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm doing all of that. So it's gonna be a lot more change than not change if I get my hands on.
That's why I feel like I'd be good at winning the lottery. A lot would change for me, but a lot I think at the core would not change because it just I enjoy my lifestyle in general. I just don't enjoy the lack of time that I have to do all the things that I would like to do. That's really the goal here.
Right, you're right. I mean, but see, we're so wired. They trick us into thinking a different way. Because if I don't,
I just never bought into that.
What's my worth? What's my worth? That's what I'm taught. If I don't have jobs, plural.
Right.
What's What's my worth, let alone as a man?
I don't think about that at all because to me it's just a man-made construct that's just it. We talked about it with religion. Like if you love the Bible and everything like that, it gives you inspiration for your daily life in a positive way that helps humanity. Great, but 13 dudes like wrote that, not the hand of God. And it's the same thing with this. Hey, if you want to do the American dream, you need to get a job, son, and get your worth up. Like, that's just bullshit. It's all the control crap. You know what they're all doing? They're all at the beach. That's what they're doing. They don't care about that success after they get it. They're selling out on the beach afterwards.
You're right.
Everyone's golden showers at that point because everything else is too boring.
Ugh. All right, on that note.
There's your success barometer right there. When you get bored by everything and you need a golden shower, then you've made it, son.
I guess I won't be that rich because I don't need to go. Also, look, on a nasty note, right? Being that we're two heterosexual men, right? Like, I knew this girl in high school who had gold. I don't even know how we all found out. Maybe it's the dude that did it, that she had a golden shower or two, right? But a golden shower is easy with a unit, right? You aim it. You don't even have to aim it. You could just let it shoot and stand in the direction, right?
Right.
But I'm saying now, you saying I'm a wealthy man, right? I'm a heterosexual man. So wait, I gotta lay down on the floor and let her walk across. It doesn't even seem like it would function properly like that. It would be like, this isn't. Where it's no like, nah, this is like, so it's like.
I mean, I guess if she's a good sprayer, she could just do a bend over 90 and you could be sitting in a chair or something like that.
I guess, but again, I'm good, bro. I don't need anybody.
I tried to get your nasty note and times it by 2. That's what I was aiming to do.
At least let the situation be from you lying to me and tell me that you're squirting and it's not urine or whatever, but not real urine, not undeniable urine. I'm good off of that, man. And look, is there water? Are we somewhere where there's no water whatsoever? Right? Like, are we stranded from like, oh my God.
All these old ass rich tycoons watching this right now, like, Ken, you haven't tried it, son. Get rich like me and you'll know.
I'm gonna tell you this. I'll tell you this. For the most part, their sexual deviance list compared to mine's is always going to look way funner than mine's. Mine's going to still basically be steak and potatoes for the most part. I mean,
right.
I made a tiger
from up top Mount Everest, made under the sun with the rights, like, oh my God, the seasoning of the wind.
I may do a tiger, you know what I'm saying, every once in a while, have some people like do something in front of, pay some people to do something in front of me live or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I mean, why not? Right? I got this type of bread, right? I bring the pornography to me, but I'm like, for the most part, I just hope it wouldn't take away from being principled. You know what I'm saying? Like, that would be the hardest fight, to not just be out here a womanizer, because like, who could stop me, right? Like, just
that would be hard.
Right. I mean, one, I think I'll have to go get a vasectomy, or would I wait till after the first or second child is born?
Well, it depends, I guess, how long you could freeze it for. If you could freeze it for a while.
I mean, I think I'm good as far as when it comes to child rearing. Like, dude, I'm gonna tell you got to think. My son was 7 years old when we had Kelsey. All right, she's 5 now. Do you think that sometime next year I want to start from the beginning again?
Yeah.
Dog,
well, especially too if, like, obviously
I'm rich though, so I can hire nannies and I don't have to put up with as much shit as I would have to put up with. So now I'm not even spending time. I
don't even think it's the kid. I think it's the payout to the mom that you got to be worried about. What's that bill looking like?
And that's why, just in case, I probably just need to go have a vasectomy. You know, so if I did fail, it wouldn't cause a situation where now I got an heir that I'm not even around, and that's money coming out of my kids, my grandkids, out of their inheritance, because I'm out here thinking with my penis instead of with my head. Or maybe I am using my head, but my head's in the wrong place. But still,
did you hear that Drake condom story from the IG?
The hot sauce?
Yeah, like you got to do that every time.
Yeah, I have hot sauce in my bag, I guess. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean, it's just, dude, it's you can't. Listen, you can't. I tell you this. I wonder could Tupac have kids, right? Because I can't see him not having a procreate, not having one child of that 25 years of his life.
Real.
And he at least for almost 20, almost 5 of those years, he was one of the more, about 5, one of the most famous people in urban music, right? Let alone music. And there's many women, as we know, fond of him and wanted him, and nobody got a kid about it. You tell him, listen, even
unless his boys couldn't swim.
That's what I'm saying. He couldn't. He must have been shooting blanks. Because dude, condoms break. Right? Like for real. Dude, I'm talking about condoms.
And you know situations break.
That's
like
you're
not gonna always be ready every situation.
You telling me his pullout game was that strong, and as you're saying, every time he used a condom, dude, this is now. I used to get down a little bit in my day, right? But nobody was trying to set me. People may have tried to set me up to take money from me, but they weren't trying to set me up to be linked to me for 18 years. You know what I mean? People looked at him, was like, that's a cash cow. Let me get a baby out of him. And he didn't drop any of them shits.
So and you're always around it. Like, it's not like he's hanging out at home all day. He's going to the recording studios. He's going to this. He's going to that. You're always around it. And like you said, you're like the scarlet letter of positivity. Like, cash cow, cash cow.
Right.
Like, dude, everyone's coming at you.
I can't. Look, he had to be. But again, that would be my I feel like that would partially be, unfortunately, undoing. Yeah. But I try to, I'm like I said, I'm trying to be very principled. And even try to show the type of man I am in that situation. I wouldn't be out here mongering.
I think that it really depends on what you're doing besides the fun part. I mean, I would imagine if you're doing the inner city stuff and you're heavily involved, not just writing a check, you would be grounded enough in your life that you wouldn't go too overboard with things, because you would just see what people are actually living like and be like, all right, you know what? I need to relax in these streets a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, again, I'm aging out,
because I think that would happen to me. Like if you are just going crazy, trying to womanize all this stuff, party, and then you're going to hang out with these kids, you would start feeling weird about it. You'd be like, I don't know.
You're right. I'd be like, get your mama my number. Hey man, I seen your mama drop you off
Thursday night.
I seen your mama dropped you off earlier, man. Shit, I want you to be in the premium program. You want to be in the premium program? Like,
what time do you go to dance? What day?
Oh, but yeah, all right. That's a good one. So listen, we appreciate you taking a little bit of time. Listen, in the comments section, make sure you subscribe on YouTube, but in the comments section, let us know what wouldn't change for you and what would change for you if you came into a huge sum of cash, and how you would act and how you wouldn't act. We'd love to find out. All right. So for Ryan and myself, man, we always appreciate